Hello and welcome to another episode of Soap Goes to the Oscars. This is number 151. I'm recording on February 18th, 2026. I watched the movie 2 days ago on the 16th. Haven't been able to record. And the movie was Henry V. This one was available on HBO Max, so another $0 effort here, which we love. Every time I have another $0 movie, my average cost per movie goes down a cent. Love to see it. Let's get into Wikipedia. Henry V is a 1944 British Technicolor epic film adaptation of William Shakespeare's play of the same title. Stars Laurence Olivier, who also served as director. The play was adapted for the screen by Olivier Dallas Bauer and Alan Dent. Score was composed by William Walton. The film was made near the end of World War II and was intended as a morale booster for Britain. Consequently, it was partly funded by the British government. The film was originally dedicated to the commandos and airborne troops of Great Britain, the spirit of whose ancestors it has been humbly attempted to recapture. The film won Olivier an Academy Honorary Award for his outstanding achievement as actor, producer, and director in bringing Henry V to the screen. Produced by Filippo del Giudice, Laurence Olivier, starring Olivier, Renee Asherson, Robert Newton, Leslie Banks, amongst others. Cinematography, Jack Hildard, Robert Krasker, edited by Reginald Beck. Production company, Two Cities Films, distributed by Eagle Lion Distributors Limited. A release date, November 22nd, 1944. So this is the 1946 year of Oscars. But this was released in England in 1944. I guess they released it in America in 1946. It's at a runtime of 136 minutes. And this says under plot, it says the action moves from a performance of the play Henry V in 1600, transitioning to the Battle of Agincourt in 1415, then back to the play. I was a little confused at the beginning. And once again, full disclosure, I did not pay a lot of attention to this movie at all. But we'll get back to that. Because in the beginning, it's like a play, but it's almost like how they did like Hamilton, like they filmed a performance of Hamilton. Because you could hear the audience like clapping and laughing and stuff. And I was like, okay, I guess this is what it is. But then it went to like real, like they cut away to like real sets and stuff or real locations. So it was kind of neat that they did that, the way that they sort of bookended it. Production, Winston Churchill instructed Olivier to fashion the film as a morale-boosting propaganda for British troops fighting World War II. The making and release of the film coincided with the Allied invasion of Normandy and push into France. An early preview trailer of the film showed contemporary London just before cutting to the film's aerial footage of London in 1600. The film was meant to cost £350,000, but ended up costing nearly £500,000. I'm not going to go into too much of the behind the scenes stuff. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards: Best Motion Picture, Best Actor for Olivier, Best Art Direction, Color, Best Scoring of a Dramatic or Comedy Picture, and the Academy Honorary Award, which Olivier won. They're just making awards up back then. Here's the thing: it's Shakespeare. It's I don't really know this one by Shakespeare that well. But it's Shakespeare. It's, there's a few things like there's a whole once more into the breach and that speech that he gives. And then there's mentioned, I think this is probably where Band of Brothers was coined, which has been used, countless times since, most specifically for the book Band of Brothers and the show Band of Brothers, but in other cases as well when it comes to war. So, there's stuff from this that I sort of knew, but very little. And visually it was fine. Like, it looked good, but I was really just kind of listening and not, I was on my phone almost this whole movie, I have to say. So again, that said, kind of like The Yearling, nothing wrong with the movie per se, but not necessarily for me. And it's not even that I don't like Shakespeare, but this is certainly not one of my favorites. So Yeah, I gave it 3 stars just because it seemed like a good production and good performances, obviously, of the Shakespeare material, but just not for me. So that is really all I have to say about this one. Not bad, but hopefully there's better coming in the next few movies. That's it. We'll see you next time.